All right, welcome back to Coding with V. Happy 2025. I hope you had a great holiday, however you celebrate. And I'm happy to be back. I enjoyed my holiday, even though I was busy doing a number of things. Some of it channel related, some of it related to this channel, some of it was actually related to this channel. And I took some time to spend with my family. So let's get into it. Today, we're going to do the third video on how you create packages within modules. So far, we've covered two ways. So let's jump in. Just to review, in our first video, episode 2 on how to create a module and a package, we saw that you can have the module, in this case, named thing, with the module path here appended to the repo path. And remember, the module is created in a directory simply by having a go.mod file in that directory. So that's what we're seeing here. The go.mod file is in the repository, and therefore it's in this brown repository, and it essentially creates this pink or whatever color outline, but it's dotted because I'm saying that this go.mod file is in the repository directory. It's not a subdirectory of the repository, it's in the directory. And similarly, if you create some .go file, and remember that .go file must be in a package. And so if you create .go file and you give them the package name, let's say A, but again, those files are sitting right next to your go.mod file. The package itself is in this dotted outline. And we saw how you have to import that package when it's defined this way. The second thing we did, and that's the last one in episode 3, we said, well, what if we change the name of the package to be the same as the module? How do you use the package then? And once again, we did not move that Go file into a subdirectory. They're still sitting there right next to the Go module file. The only difference now is that the module and the package have the same name. And we see that when you go to use that package, it's different than when the package has a different name than the module. In today's video, we're going to see what happened when you put the packages in subdirectory. We have two packages, A and B, defined by these green boxes. And notice the outline of these boxes are now solid. They're not dotted like before, trying to draw out the fact that they are distinctly separated from the module directory. And that's because they're in subdirectories. And so let's look at how you would use these packages. And in this case, if you want to use package A, you would have to append package A's name to the module path. And we know that the module path is this bit. And similarly with package B. So let's jump into the code and take a look. This shouldn't be that complicated, and this should be a fairly short video. So let's start by creating our episode 4 directory. And I'll do that by copying episode 3. And once I do that, I can start up my editor in that directory. So now I have episode 4, and it's the same right now as what we had for episode 3. But remember, what we want to do is within this directory, create our package directory. So we'll create one for A, and we'll create another one for B. If you're having issues creating these directories in the right place, inside your VS Code editor, you can just simply down the bottom here, right click and then say new folder is one way. If you don't have the correct things selected, like if I were to select CMD directory and click make directory or file, it would make it in that directory. So that's why I selected way out here and then click those, but you could just right click out here too. Another thing you can do is just simply create the directory on the command line, so we can clean that up, and we can just simply do make directory here, or however you make directory on your computer. But once we do that, now if we do tree, we can see that this is what we have. Now let's move our files, Go files, into directory. So let's just move this one to the package A directory, and then we'll move this to package B. And if we select this file, what we have to do is then say this is A, because this file is in the A directory. The next thing is to fix this file. And so we want to say that this is in package B. So there we go. Now, since this is package B, the value we're using before is now in package A. So we cannot access it directly. Now we can make this, we can export this by making this a capital V, but instead, just for kicks and giggles, I'll say, I want to control access to this value. So I'm going to use a function which is exported. So I'll call it get value, and it returns an int. And of course, it simply returns value. Now, you might say, well, why did you do that? Well, let's just say this is some value I want to keep track of, collect some metrics like how often it's called or something. By putting it a function that exposes the value, now within this function, I can do some accounting of how many times it's called, when it's called. So if I want to collect some metric, so that's all. But I don't really want to do that. I just wanted to show that you could do things like that. And plus, it gives me the option of changing this name without affecting any user. So I could give this a better name or whatever, and users don't need to know. Or maybe I can just simply get rid of constants and return the 42 directly. All those things I have by putting that in direction between the users of that value. So now we can just do A. So select this, A that get value. And now you'll see that that's imported exactly as we said it should be, which is the package name appended to the module name. And now in our command, and we explain why we need to have this, in order to use B that full, we have to put B here, and then we have to append B here to import it. And now everything is green and nice and works once again. And if we go back here and we do tree once again, just to see what we have, you can see that we have within directory A, this one file, directory B, this other file, we have our command. And our module is in the repository directory, which is this directory that we're in. And so now if we do go run and we run the command, we'll see that everything works just fine. But we know everything was going to work because we didn't see any error here also. So this is how you can create modules and packages. And so you've seen 3 ways in which you can put packages within a module directory. I'll encourage you to play with this and make sure you understand it, all 3 of these different ways that we've covered so far. In the next video, we'll move on to look at creating versions for your packages. Or what I would encourage you to do is go look at Go packages out there and Go projects and see how they're doing it. And you can start off by just searching for a package here that you know, by, let's say Go Fiber. And then once you get the Go Fiber package, you can go over to the Git repo for Go Fiber. And then you can say, well, okay, how are they defining things? And you can see that if you scroll down, there's a Go mod file here. And what is the name of the package is Go Fiber and Fiber version 3. So Fiber is the module name. This is like the sort of like the username. Remember, this is the domain, sort of like the username for this OSINT for GitHub and or any repository sort of you might use. And this is the repository. And for now, we're going to ignore the version because we haven't talked about that yet. But now this is the module name. Then we have Go files, like very much like in our second example, where we have the Go file having the same package name as the module. So that's one example. Anyway, this video is getting a bit longer than I want. I just wanted to quickly wrap that up. And then encourage you to go look at examples for yourselves. All right. With that said, I hope you learned something. Thanks for sticking with the video. One reason that this video is late is because I've been, well, besides the holiday and all this other stuff, I was doing some stuff to fix some issues on the channel. So if you haven't yet, check out the video I posted about what I was doing over the holidays to address naming and description. If you made it to the end and you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. You've certainly watched the video all the way to the end, and I did not harass you earlier to subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. If you're in the market for anything Tesla related, I have a Tesla referral link. Please consider using it. I also have a Yarbo link. So if you haven't seen my video on Yarbo on Viral etc. channel, please take a look. And also, if you're thinking about buying anything from Yarbo, consider using my Yarbo referral link. With that said, please thumbs up the video if you like what you see here. Comment on the videos so that others can, find it. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you have questions or concern, please let me know. I do read the comments, even though it might take me a minute to get back to you on them and reply. And see you in the next video.